The amount of worlds that I have given up on is quite staggering to take into account. I find that I will play each new survival world exactly the same way every single time. Now, the tips provided in this video have helped me keep my motivation while mining over a total amount of 4 million blocks by hand. Whilst I don't think these tips are guaranteed to make you continue your world, my hope is that at least one person watching wants to continue playing right after this video. Now, the gameplay in the background is entirely just AFK mining essentially, so it's just kind of to fill up the blank space and so I can just talk right over it. I tried to think of ways that haven't really been discussed before. While yes, other people may have said things that I am going to include in this video, everything I am about to list have been things that I started using mostly on my own accord. To keep the video brief and the information informative, I guess, let's just get on to my first tip. Going outside your comfort zone. It makes sense, but there are two ways I can see someone do this. The first way, which is what I did, I learned from Mogswamp on YouTube. Start a project that you don't think you can finish. A goal that is way beyond completion, but is exciting enough to work towards can really help boost motivation in a different way. Then, with a big goal in mind, small goals become less daunting, like making a shulker box or a wither skeleton farm. The goal doesn't even need to be that massive, like how mine could take literal years away from my life. Even if your goal is to build your first massive base, having a bigger goal in mind usually helps keep things focused. The second is mostly for new worlds, but it could be applied to older ones if possible. Play the game differently, whether that means holding off the Ender Dragon fight, pushing off the Elytra, starting a super flat world, or your first hardcore. Changing the way you play the game can add a challenge to it that can really boost your motivation. I have always wanted to start a structureless super flat world, but have been holding back from the amount of work to actually get going in that kind of challenge. Maybe start a new world, and every 100 or so days add more to the list of stuff you can use or do. For the first 100 days, just use stone pickaxes, campfires, hunt for your food, hide in caves, so on and so forth. Every 100 days, you add new stuff to the age you can move on to. So, an Iron Age, Enchanting Age, Nether, right? This might actually make you do things you may have never done in a long time. Enchanting iron armor, or actually using horses past day 20. The second tip I have here is to multitask. This can also be done in two ways. The first is to have a second monitor, or some form of screen nearby. I personally like to watch TV shows that I've already seen, and to help boost my motivation, well, doing menial tasks. And then I'll pause when I need to focus again. I have rewatched 7 seasons of The Walking Dead doing this, and I kinda got bored on season 8. It doesn't even need to be TV shows or movies. You could watch YouTubers, live streams of streamers you never really visit. Even watching someone play their own world, whether or not they're actually doing anything, can make you want to play yours more and make it better. The second one can be done in-game. Forcing yourself to do one task without switching until it is done can ruin the fun in tasks that need to be done after. Take a trip around your base, do some maintenance, and come back to the project after completing small tasks that have to get done. It's pretty hard to multitask in-game. Switching projects can help motivation entirely, so maybe just switch to something that needs to get done no matter what, so your progress doesn't really come to a complete halt. My third tip is to document. This one can be done in 3 different ways, but all are mostly the same. I personally do all 3 just because I love to look back and see progress that I've made. And the first way can be done in-game by taking screenshots. Now, taking pictures of before and after, scrolling through them months later can really make your world give you some nostalgia. Even being able to see the date the photo was taken can really bring back some much needed motivation to continue. This tip is really good for massive projects, especially ones that take up a lot of time and space in your Minecraft world. The second way can be done via recording or streaming. I personally like to stream at least 3 times a week, but I post all my VODs on my VOD channel. I can go back weeks in time and see what nonsense I was probably talking about to 0 viewers. Even seeing the start of my world when nothing was touched and everything was still there. is really cool to think about. And even if you just take 30-second clips using your console or capture card, you can revisit moments throughout your Minecraft world. The last way is using paper or whiteboards in real life. I like to count every hour I've played since last October. I add up every time a viewer returns to my stream, or how much stone I've mined each day, which is for a new video in the future. You could also write goals down, one set for the day, one for the month, and maybe one for long term. Being able to cross them off gives me some decent satisfaction. Even this YouTube video, another one just cropped off the set of goals for the month. I like to try to make the goals achievable yet fair. Daily goals can include playtime or small farms that need to be made. Monthly can be bigger farms or tasks that can be put off for a decent time. Long-term goals can be a culmination of goals set from monthly or daily, ones that are more vague rather than a set goal, more or less saying that you want to complete a specific project in its entirety rather than separate parts of that specific project. My fourth tip is to pace yourself, believe it or not. I try to play at least 2 hours a day, and using that, I can easily get a decent amount of work done each month and really see the progress grow. You don't need to even play 2 hours in a row each day. You can split it up however you see fit, 30 minutes now and an hour and a half later. If 2 hours a day is too much, try at least 1 hour a day and see how much you play. When I was only playing 1 hour at a time, I find myself still wanting to play more, and then on other days, I wouldn't want to. So it's really important to find that number that you can consistently hit. You should also take breaks often, whether it be a different game or just completely away from your system. In Minecraft, burnout can hit really hard, and in my opinion, it's the leading cause to most people quitting their worlds forever. A realm or a single player world that barely lasts a week, it's just because the hype is gone after the goals are hit. People leave. There's no need to rush your world. Many great worlds are super impressive, and you may want to have a world just like it, but many of these worlds are already months towards years old. My fifth and my final tip is to watch other people play. Not specifically watching streamers, but to watch YouTubers who motivate you to play more. Luke the Notable 100 Days, each and every single one of them is filled with a charm and passion for the game. Watching him learn the game over each video he makes to see how he grows as a player is quite nostalgic for me. You could also watch world tours. Seeing how other people talk about their worlds has inspired me to continue my own, and it really helps me if I ever feel like giving up. I'll watch hours of content while I'm just mining away aimlessly to my heart's content. That's it, everyone. Whatever you take out of this video, just remember, you don't need to force yourself to play a game you may already love. Take breaks and come back with more motivation to continue. Just, don't take so long of a break that you have no idea where anything in your world is. If you enjoyed this kind of video at all, please let me know. It's my first time writing a script for this kind of thing, and I found it a lot easier to get my points on a page rather than just in my brain. I plan on making one new video every month, mostly on my survival world. Yes, it's probably going to be infrequent, but I think I can definitely put more time and thought into each one. Remember, I'm just doing this for fun, but I would really appreciate any and all feedback left in the comments or anything with the likes below. Thanks again, and have a great rest of your day. My fourth kit. Oh my lordy, I messed up again.